planning on stealing something?
No, ma'am, we're not.
Plan on murdering me in my sleep?
What? No.
Where do you get off?
Just a couple of people who totally got off, bro.
Hey, show us your basement.
What? No.
Welcome to Show Us Your Basement, a new episode. We're one guest, one host down on this episode, but thank you guys for joining us anyways. I'm Alberto, joined by Edgar, here with Eric, but this time we don't have Josh, so it feels very weird. These past two Show Us Your Basement episodes, it's only been three people for some reason. I don't know what's going on. I know Josh.
Yeah, Josh had a conflict that was important, but we have an upcoming episode where we can't do it without him. So we decided to fill the void, fill some time with some movies that the three of us have kind of more seen or
more or less
talking about. So we decided to fill the void with that.
Exactly. Yeah. No. Thank you for setting that up, Eric, because that is what we're going to be talking about on this episode. We're just going to be shooting the shit on some movies that we've seen. Eric here has seen a new movie that's out still.
Hold on.
What's going on?
I want to drop my 2 cents here about you guys' last episode real quick.
Oh, you listened to... Okay, I have to... Eric, so just for people who... Last episode we talked about best horror franchise, the worst horror franchise. And Edgar was not here to defend himself. Eric and Josh were just... there's no way to...
They're shitting on
sugarcoat it. They were shitting on Halloween.
Yeah.
So go ahead, put in your 2 cents. Let's hope it's better than your 2 cents for the Halloween remake trilogy.
Okay. So for that one, yes, I would agree. As let's say the first timeline, right, of Halloween is not great, but the reboot for me is perfecto. But I wouldn't pick it as my my favorite horror franchise. No.
Oh, horror franchise.
Yes. I think I told you, and you guys went for a different route.
Yeah, so I went with Saw.
Which
Eric,
was what was
what did you say? What was the best horror franchise, Eric? Did you say Scream?
It's Nightmare on Elm Street.
Nightmare on Elm Street. That's right. I think Josh went for Scream.
Okay.
I think Josh was going for Scream.
You guys will never guess.
We talked about Scream though, but he did say Scream.
Yeah, we touched on Scream, didn't we?
A little bit. I don't think we touched on it. No, we did. I mean, it's probably less detail, but he did. Yeah, I mean, we talked about it enough. Fuck, what am I talking about?
But go ahead, Edgar. What's your pick?
You'll never know what I was going to pick.
We're all waiting with bated breath.
Leprechaun.
Oh, God.
Just kidding.
You almost had us.
Okay.
I'm going to be honest.
There's no fucking way you're being serious about that.
Leprechaun.
Come on.
I mean...
It's like come on, he goes to the hood, he goes into space. What else do you want?
I've seen the one where he goes to space.
Wow, that's a real movie. I thought you guys were joking just
No.
Really?
No. I think it's like the fourth one or
it's
something.
the fourth one. I saw a video. That's all you know. Okay. But for real. Evil Dead franchise is my favorite.
I can respect the shit out of that.
That's a solid
That's a great pick.
I
love that pick.
The original trilogy with Sam Raimi is perfect, right? And the TV show that came like a follow up years later,
Evil Dead. Yeah.
That's also great. So
Underrated,
all around, underrated.
Mm-hmm.
All around, I feel like that story on its own with the Sam Raimi universe of his Evil Dead is great. All around,
Really? Okay, so it's the Sam Raimi one.
Yeah.
Then below that is the TV show.
Then all together. I think it culminates together because it still follows the same characters, the same timeline where he left off.
That's a good pick. I feel like it's not making nearly as much money as the other franchises that we talked about in the episode. But oh man, Eric, do you think that the Evil Dead franchise is like a more consistent franchise than like say Nightmare on Elm Street or Saw or like Halloween?
By the way, it's a great pick. I love his pick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's hard to dispute that. I think it is, although it is much shorter.
It
The
is.
sample size is shorter,
Oh man.
but it is
Yeah.
enough. There are enough of them, and I have not seen the show, unfortunately. But there's three original movies, right? Evil Dead, Evil Dead 2, and then The Army of Darkness. And then the remake's good. The remake's really good.
Mm-hmm.
I think my only hesitation with the remake is you're going up against a heavyweight contender in the original, which makes it hard, I think, when you
It
look
is.
at it. But it was it was really good. And I think I've said before in the past, like if you had just named it something else, it could have been
Yeah,
like,
that's right. Yep.
God, it's amazing how you can just tweak one thing and it changes. It's almost unfair to say. It's almost like, well, why not just say it's great? Well, because when you say it's the Evil Dead, your mind goes back to the original. So,
It does.
The
but it
expectations are
doesn't make
higher.
it bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is probably one of the best remakes I've seen. I was thinking about it. It might be the best remake or reboot, whatever you want to call it,
Like
however you want
horror
to.
reboot, right? Like
Yeah, horror reboot that I've probably seen. I'm
Man.
trying to think of like another horror reboot. I think the 2003 Texas Chainsaw Massacre was a really good
there's
reboot to
Dawn
the
of the
original.
Dead, also Dawn of the Dead.
Oh
Dawn of the Dead.
yeah. Yes.
That one's a pretty solid one.
So I think to go back, I think it is a little more consistent, but it's also a smaller sample
It
size.
is. That is true.
So that's
So
that's what I was.
That's your two
I
cents.
don't know
on
if
it.
you can. I don't know if it's like. I think it's so small enough to where it's hard to even kind of put it up against all those other franchises like
Yeah.
Halloween, Nightmare, and Friday the 13th, and even now Scream, because they have like 7, 8 of these things, and so it's a little bit. Those are in a little bit of a different like platform
I
in
mean,
terms of how many.
we're also. I mean, there's a new movie coming out this year, Evil Dead Burn. I hear there's another one coming out next year, or they're working on one next year. There's the Evil Dead. Like, there's a whole bunch of Evil Dead video games. I mean, it definitely is like a, you know, I guess you could say heavyweight franchise. But Eric's right. Like in terms of just like output,
Okay. Yeah.
like Scream is just.
Well, the reason, like, if you the show like makes it up for it, right? Because you got Ash originally,
Yeah.
right? You got the Deadites, the ones that we know, the comedic, funny, all these things, right? But to me, where I think where it like you said, doesn't put out much, or like it didn't, or
Yeah. Whatever. Yeah.
it was because it was in a fucking Showtime. If it
Stars.
was Stars, sorry.
So
See?
you didn't even know where it was being
But
shown.
so if it was on HBO or Netflix originally, I think it would have been a bigger.
Yeah, because it's the
No?
same. I mentioned this on the podcast. The last one we did was like there was a TV show of Scream, but no one like Eric. You don't really count that as like a part of the franchise. Like that's a very forgettable part of the franchise. Like the Scream TV
It's
show is
it's
just
it feels like a side quest.
yeah.
I
It's kind of
like
how
it,
it's kind of how I look
but
at
it's a side.
you know the show is kind of like a
Even
same
though it
thing.
has the
Damn, it does have Bruce Campbell though. It does have Bruce Campbell. That's
Yeah,
fine.
like the
Yeah.
like I haven't seen the Evil Dead like series, but it carries the same characters, so
Yeah.
you can count within that. You
Okay.
can count it because it's probably tying in, right?
it
Edgar?
is. Yeah, it
Yeah, so
continues. Yeah.
you can blend it in. The Scream is a side. Scream's TV series is a side quest, and it's a little bit more designed for, I would say today's like when it was released. I think it was speaking more to
Like the newer generation.
a newer generation,
Yeah.
for sure. And it had a little bit of a different mask in the first 2 seasons.
Yeah,
But-
it did. Yeah. Damn, I forgot about that. That
If
was
you
a-
dive into the lore of Scream, every Scream mask is slightly different. It's so
Okay.
interesting. You can
Oh,
look it
okay.
up. It's every mask is a little bit different with like the position of the eye sockets, and then the mouth has got like protrusions. It's they people break it down like a science, and you're like,
Interesting.
"Oh." You can tell in the first Scream movie though that the Scream mask is very different than probably the rest of them. Like they really describe it as like peanut shaped eyes that dominate the mask more than the mouth does. Whereas you
Interesting.
go into the next films, it's a little bit more. I don't want to say symmetrical. I don't want to say that, but it's a little bit more evenly distributed. The eyes don't dominate the mouth; they're kind of more evenly distributed.
Right.
Where the first one, it's very like squinty. The eyes are real. The shape of the eyes stand out.
And I have to look back and see at like all the masks and see if that's
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's there. If you guys are bored, it's very interesting. So,
Okay. Well, speaking of, I mean, that was a good transition, Edgar, talking about the Evil Dead franchise and Sam Raimi, because speaking of Sam Raimi, he just came out with a new movie, Send Help, which I hear was got glowing reviews. We have not seen it yet. Eric here has seen it, and kind of give us a like a spoiler-free, quick review of Send Help. What did you think of it?
yeah, I did see this movie this past weekend. I'll keep it pretty light. Look, if you're somebody out there that's thinking about seeing this movie, I don't need to really describe much about it. You can kind of take a guess on what is going on, like a general idea of what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I'll speak to the Sam Raimi part. This was a very Sam Raimi movie. This was
Okay.
this was a blend of a very serious tone that had very Sam Raimi crazy just out of nowhere moments that speak to what he does when he's making his films.
Mm-hmm.
He'll have a very serious, very dark tone that is well acted. This was a well acted movie. The acting was great from Rachel McAdams. It was great from Dylan O'Brien. Really, really solid performances. It really embodied being stuck, stranded on an island. Where I'm going to kind of keep it light is the things that happen as the story progresses with some of the crazy shit that he's got going on in this movie that
Right.
happen.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he has a kind of a twisty moment. There's a twisty moment that
Nice.
I
Okay.
feel that he delivered very well, as opposed to M. Night Shyamalama Ding Dong
Oh
over
man.
here, right?
Right.
Where
Oh god.
he tends to botch, fumble the ending. I thought Sam Raimi's ending to this was interesting, kind of like what the fuck, clever. You giggle a little bit. You're like, what the fuck? Did what?
Okay.
So
Okay.
I really enjoyed this movie. I would put it in the greatness category. Um,
Greatness count.
despite it
Okay.
being,
Yeah.
despite it having its like Sam Raimi, I
Like
don't want to say
tropes.
goofy. Yeah, his tropes. It's almost a little goofy,
Yeah.
but it works because that's his formula, and
Mm-hmm.
it's acted so well. You know what I mean? So it worked. It worked really well. I thought it was great.
I
So
mean, you get what you signed up for with the Sam Raimi movie. You know,
yeah.
you get the goofy moments, you get like the horror moments. He really is like one of the rare directors that can just blend all of those genres really well. The
Mm-hmm.
like one of the movies I think Josh has talked about before is Drag Me to Hell. Right, it has a
Mm.
very interesting setup. It's very like just straight horror, but then there's like moments of humor in it. It's kind of goofy towards the end. Would you say it's kind of like more like a
Yes.
Dragman to Hell?
Yes. So I'm glad you brought that up because I think Drag Me to Hell is a good comparison
Mm.
because it's more of kind of like modern day grounded feel with elements that are not real, but you understand like the
Yeah,
everyday people. Like Evil Dead is just like totally like
it's out
it's an
there.
isolated incident. It's very isolated. You're
Right.
alone. You know what I mean? This is not like that. Mm, it is. It is, but it's presented differently than Evil Dead. Um, I think this was Send Help in comparison to Drag Me to Hell was a serious upgrade. He
Oh,
refined that and made
Wow.
it greater than it was. So it's good to see that like he elevated a project that had a grounded feel and then he
Yeah.
blended in his wildness, his quirkiness. But I think he did it in a very, very elevated way.
Interesting, dude. Okay. I'm very. I mean, I was already kind of sold on just the other reviews, but
honestly, I wasn't. I don't know why, but then hearing all the reviews and hearing Eric talk about it, it's like, okay, I'll give it a shot.
it definitely was felt like one of those movies that could go either way.
Because, we know, like, when movies come out on January and February, they're known to be
Terrible.
terrible.
January is the month of terrible movies.
Yeah, so, like, when I heard those, I was like, okay, so it's going to be a terrible movie. But
Yeah.
it's one of those rare cases that turned out to be like good.
Yeah, another one is Megan that came out, the first Megan.
Oh, the first Megan, yes.
Now, I mean, people can still argue whether that movie was good or not, but the fact that it was like impressed people.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, it was like it wasn't. The trailers made it look like it was going to be a piece of shit,
It did.
but like in the
Nah.
end, it was impressive. You know?
Megan was not a piece of shit.
Yeah. The second one, though, have you seen the second one?
If not,
Second one, a lot of people say that's where it really fell off. Like that movie.
yeah, that one scared me when I saw the marketing. I was like, I don't know about that one.
Yeah. So
Because Megan, the first one really spoke to like the direction we're kind of going.
Yeah, well, like with
Technology?
technology, yeah.
AI. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
So it spoke well to that.
The second one, just from what I hear, is like Terminator, like the Terminator 2 movie. It's just basically
It gave
just
me
a
like
rehash.
Jason X movie vibes. Like, what?
That too. I mean, honestly, it could be an amalgamation of all those. I don't know. Like, it just, yeah, okay. I mean, yeah, January. We did watch a movie in January.
Oh, hold on. This is almost like a 2-hour movie. Like
Send Help?
Send Help, right? It's like an hour 40 around there, right?
It probably-
2 hours ish. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it paced well? Like, do you get hooked right away? Does
Yes.
it? Yeah. Okay.
I never felt like I was waiting like around to go home.
Okay.
Okay, that's always a good feeling.
So that was my experience. Like I did not feel like I was lost out at sea, like waiting.
Like Tom Hanks and Castaway.
Yeah, like just it had so much like Rachel McAdams is a well-seasoned actress. She was great, dude. And combining her with like a younger guy like Dylan O'Brien, it really fucking worked, dude.
Nice, man.
Dylan O'Brien was a good little fucking peckerneck, dude.
Yeah, like he played it really
plays
well.
that.
Huh?
He played that shit well, being a
Did-
fucking little
I
douchebag.
saw it in the marketing. Is it true? Did he perfect the douchebag laugh in this movie?
Oh, dude, yeah, his little cackle. Oh my god, yes, dude.
Okay.
He's like, like, dude, he's I'm telling you, man, he was like a very underrated corporate villain.
Damn. Okay.
So good.
One last thing I'll say or ask before we move on. Every Sam Raimi movie has the signature Easter egg of the car, you know, like from Evil Dead, that shows up in every film. I don't know if you know this, Eric.
Oh no,
There's
that's news to me.
there's
Oh.
like I think it's the car from the first Evil Dead.
Yeah, the first one
Shows up in every movie that
of
he's done.
his. Yeah.
Google this real quick.
Yeah, I mean, you probably weren't paying attention in that case because you weren't aware of the history of the
Yeah.
Easter eggs. I was gonna ask if there was such an Easter egg.
I'm looking at it. It's like a kind of a yellowy banana
that's
color
right,
car. It's an Oldsmobile.
Did you see
I
any
don't
of that
know.
in Send
No.
Help? Okay.
I think
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to say no. I don't want to say no because I wasn't paying attention. I don't know.
That's another reason for us to watch it. Then
Right.
we gotta confirm
we got to confirm
if
that.
that is in there or not.
All right.
All right. So greatness for Send Help. Weirdly enough, kicking the year off pretty well. Then in that case, with Send Help,
All right.
we ended up watching what is possibly a crawl space movie. We'll touch on it briefly. We watched Return to Silent Hill. That was a mistake. But I'm a huge fan of the Silent Hill video games. Like I collect them. Eric, I don't know if you know this, but like the PS2 Silent Hill games, they go for like $300 on eBay, and I've got both of them. There's
Good.
no reason for me to have to like go out my way to buy it, but like that's just how much of a fan I am of these games.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Just to kind of set up the context here. We went and watched it on Edgar's birthday.
Yeah.
Terrible birthday gift.
Thank you, Albert.
Yep, you're welcome. So we're not gonna waste too much time. It was a terrible fucking film, waste of time.
Yeah.
That felt like it was almost 2 hours long. I think that was the first movie. I'm not joking. I looked at Edgar. There was a moment in the film where some stupid shit happens, and I'm like, "Let's get the fuck out of here."
Yeah, you did.
I've
tell me
never once wanted to get up and leave a movie like while it's still going, but this was the first film that made me want to leave. It was that fucking
That's a
bad.
disappointment. What a disappointment.
Yeah, and disappointment indeed. And director is the director of the first Silent Hill movie that came out in 2006. And what's funny is that after the backlash that he's gotten from this movie, he's like, I would still like to direct another one. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude. Don't touch this franchise. Just fucking leave it alone. Just let it die.
Well, again, too, like weirdly enough, the first one was decent. It wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that bad.
So when we heard he was
Yeah, it
going
was
to come,
decent.
Yeah.
so we heard he was coming back. So okay, let's give it.
Let's give it a shot.
Yeah,
And boy was, I mean, the budget really showed. You could see the green screen.
yeah, you can.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just really bad. It did not adapt the material well. It's funny though that this movie comes out and then a week later Iron Lung comes out and like kills it and shows how it's done. I just thought that was ironic because Silent Hill, this well-known franchise, comes out.
It's so sad because like compared to like Resident Evil, like it gets all these great like what's the word, like marketing and all that, right?
Yeah.
All the trailers and interviews. This shit didn't have none of that.
Nothing. No interviews from the cast.
Nothing.
Nothing. There's nothing about this. I don't know.
Just
like
a game
weird.
grab.
It was weird. It was weird. There actually was. I think they call it ARG. I think they call it those kind of like little kind of scavenger hunts you do on the internet that leads you somewhere, and you get like a little fucking. They did that for this movie, but it was like so, like no one talked about it. I think GameStop hosted it.
Jesus.
Like you had to call your local GameStop, and they gave you instructions to go do some stupid shit or whatever. I don't know, like a little scavenger hunt. You get a pin that said I participated in the scavenger hunt. And all I got was this stupid pin or something. Like that.
Okay.
Like it was just so fucking just. It was awful. It was awful.
Okay.
So don't watch Return to Silent Hill. Please stay away from that. Go watch Iron Lung.
Or send help.
Or send help. With that being said, Eric, this is still fresh in your mind, so we're going to talk about this right now. Keeper. It's a movie that all three of us have seen. We're going to preface and say there's going to be spoilers in this, so if you don't want to know, if you haven't seen Keeper, just put pause, go watch the film, come back, and see what listen to our thoughts. So Keeper, Osgood Perkins, Eric, you said is a very interesting guy. You said before we recorded this. I agree. Long Legs. Let's start with there. Long Legs is where I started. I thought that movie was great. I enjoyed Long Legs. Have you seen Long Legs, Eric?
Yes. Thought it was great.
It was great.
Good. It was. Yeah.
What'd you think of Long Legs?
I liked it.
Okay, you didn't think it was great?
No, yeah.
Okay, and then there was, and then like 8 months later, he came out with The Monkey.
The Monkey.
Stephen King's The Monkey. Have you seen that one, Eric?
I've not.
Batshit crazy. That's how it's like.
I also don't think it's good. I think Long Legs is the best one. Edgar doesn't seem to agree with me. The Monkey is,
like I just said, it's just batshit crazy.
The Monkey is a worse version of Final Destination.
Come on.
It's a worse version of that.
You laughed. I saw you laugh.
I laughed because of how crazy it was, but it wasn't in a good way.
Yeah, I know that feeling when you're like,
yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Eric, you talked about sometimes when you watch a movie after it's over, you give yourself that like giggle.
Yeah.
And you're just like, what the fuck? Yep. You'll get that with The Monkey.
Yep. Okay.
So, not great. I don't think it's not as great. Long Legs, and then he comes out.
Like maybe another
7-8 months after that,
yeah.
with Keeper, which he didn't write, but he directed. And boy, this movie was very hyped up.
Yeah, it was.
Very, very hyped up. Trailers showed all these like blurbs from other directors: Guillermo del Toro, James Wan,
Hideo Kojima
from the Metal Gear games.
Yeah,
just saying how great this movie was.
I was like, damn, okay.
And I was like, what? They were saying it's a new breed. It's a new breed of horror.
Yeah.
it's an Osgood Perkins, a dark trip by Osgood Perkins. I'm like, what the fuck? This sounds awesome, dude. Like, all right, cool, I'm all in. And then we watched it. Eric, if you can you are you able to summarize what this movie's about?
Because I don't know. I don't even know.
Feels. Oh, did you say Eric or Edgar?
Eric,
Oh.
yeah, because we're
Okay.
both confused here. I don't.
Yeah, I think I don't think I'm gonna have a good answer for you, but it did feel like this is a like movie really inspired by paganism, like
Yeah.
pagan gods, where you sacrifice people to a god of some sort, and you were rewarded with something, right? I know I told you to watch the show Supernatural, and
Yes.
there's a lot of fighting pagan gods in there, and it's fun. It's really fun. So, but that's exactly what they're. It's funny because in that show they go up against a lot of pagan lore, and there's always somebody getting sacrificed, making like kind of
Like
almost
a
like
deal.
selling their soul,
Yeah.
right? That's what this movie was. It was basically like rooted in paganism lore of some kind of mythical creature that has no story or background,
Nope.
and you must sacrifice to please it to where it does not turn on you.
Yeah.
And that's what this is.
Yeah.
This is exactly what it is. It is not original. It's not really like an original
Idea.
Yes. No, it's not.
idea. The idea of it isn't necessarily original. This was a very eerie movie that had some really interesting kind of like butthole clenching moments that were very creepy. I think that he did a very good job masking or kind of hiding using shadows to kind of keep the climax of what's going on
Right.
and the uncertainty and like the uncomfortability of okay, there's definitely something creeping in the woods here. You can feel its presence in the house. You can feel the presence when she's falling asleep and having dreams. It's kind of infiltrating a little bit.
Yeah.
There is like kind of like almost like a message being sent to her by this whatever they are, and but it isn't anything like I mean I caught on to that quickly. I was like, this is like some paganism. This is what this is like.
It is. Yeah.
And so I thought it was well done in many ways. Like the filming, the acting was good. I think when you compare it to like Long Legs, though, like Micah Monroe is like a horror fucking stud, dude.
Yeah.
Like final girl, as you guys would say.
Yep.
She's excellent. So I think that elevated that movie, and it was that was his more demonic cult film, and this is like his paganism
Take on it. Yeah.
take,
That's true.
and you know.
I mean, look, it's a movie that follows this girl Liz. I guess she's been in a relationship with this guy for about over a year. She's staying at his like cabin or this like house that he has in the woods, and some weird shit starts to happen. He's got like a cousin that lives with him, and she keeps
It's actually his brother.
It's his brother. Is that what
I
it's
believe it's actually his brother, not his cousin. Yeah, because remember the kids at the end.
Yeah, that's right.
Him and his-
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so brother. Yep. Yeah, and then she's just left alone, and she's just like you were saying, Eric. There's just like these moments where you're kind of getting the feeling that there's something in this like in these woods that are like that's like stalking her. It's kind of weird. The first like 40 minutes had me going. I'm like, what? Okay, what is going on? Are these two like serial killers that are just
Yeah.
bringing women here and they're just killing them? But then you're like, okay, there's definitely something more like supernatural going on here. So I like that element of it. I enjoyed everything leading up to the.
It's a good build-up.
It's a good build-up. Yeah, I think Edgar can agree. It's like really well shot. Cinematography is great. That's something that Perkins is really well known for. Is his like attention to detail. I really appreciate that. But once you find out, once kind of I guess like the rug's been pulled out from under you, and you finally figure out what it is, I'm just sort of like, what the fuck is this? Is what you had me waiting for like 50, 60 minutes?
Yeah.
And now you're telling me what's going on? Like, it's such a terrible reveal. Edgar, what did you think of that moment?
Man, I was disappointed actually. Like you said, it was a nice build up. Like, okay, we're getting to something, and it was just so like,
Anticlimactic,
Yeah.
right?
like
Yeah.
okay, like, so this guy is 200 years old, basically.
They don't explain. Did they ever explain how he became
Yeah.
200 years old, or
Nothing. It
or is
just-
that the deal that he made? Is it
Kind
just
of.
okay.
It was cloudy. It was they basically found the woman who was like a creature kind of.
Like a
killed
witch
her.
or something? Yeah. I don't know.
Yes, whatever it was. And then somehow they killed her but she still gave birth to something and it sounded like a genie in a bottle
Yeah.
and it granted him wishes, right?
Something like
Am I
that.
right?
It's
Yeah.
kind of it's sort of
Yeah.
weird. I don't care to rewatch it to understand what's
No.
going on. I
Yeah,
feel
no.
like okay, I'm good with the one viewing. I was telling Edgar that Osgood Perkins. You want to talk about someone who doesn't know how to finish a movie? Osgood Perkins, I don't think knows how to finish a movie. So in Long Legs, there's the moment where Micah's character finds out what's going on, like the
Yeah.
the mystery's been revealed, and it's her mom that gives you like an exposition dump, and she tells her everything that happened leading up to this moment, and it's done in voiceover. The same thing happens in The Monkey, where his brother,
Yeah, it's his
not
brother.
it's his brother. It's
Yeah.
his brother who's behind. Eric, I'm not giving any spoilers, but there's also that moment in The Monkey, and in this one, it's that guy that tells Liz
Like what's going on?
what's going
Yeah.
on, and it's done in a voiceover like montage, and it's like that's such a I don't know, it's such a weak way to like reveal to your audience what's going on. It felt like he wasn't confident enough to show you it. He has to kind of tell you it. And that's one of the things I really disliked about it. I was like, really? We're just going to go through the same thing again where you're just telling us what's happening? And I just felt I was kind of let down by it. You know? What did you guys think of the creature designs, though?
That was cool. Those fucking things were creepy.
Those were very nightmare fuel.
Yeah.
Eric, what did you think?
Yeah, I think that was actually a highlight. Like, that's what I mean. Like I don't know where I don't know where you think of shit up like that. Like,
Yeah.
so I'll give him that. The multi-face character
That was really well done.
really well done. It was insane, but just like so insane, you're like, what the fuck is happening? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like, but there was a scene. There was actually a really good scene earlier where you saw like the head come up and it was like a neck, like
Yeah, it was
stretching
like
out.
stretching out. That was really
It was
good.
just so eerie and bizarre, and that was done well too. But yeah, like to your point, like it was crazy, but just didn't make a lot of sense. It was just crazy. So it was just like we kind of just didn't understand. If you're out there and you saw it and you get it, please tell us. But
Right?
somehow she reverts back to the original character that they shot in the woods because it was
Something
her.
like that, yeah. It feels like
And
they just.
I'm like, what? So
And then they dump his head into the jar to preserve his head.
yeah, I didn't understand that either. I was like, wait, what is going on? Is this why do we have a preserved head? And like, why?
Yeah.
What are we doing with his head? What are we doing? Like, he aged out because that's the only part that kind of made a little bit of sense is that he explained that they got that kind of eternal light, like they got eternal life, right?
Yeah.
As long as they kept them happy and fed them, paganism.
Yep.
And then he somehow that
That deal got broken.
that deal got broken, and then
Yep.
he aged out real quick. And so I don't know what the whole thing with the head was.
That was very strange. It also felt like if you're 200 years old, that deal gets broken. Why don't you just like turn into dust? Like how are you
Right.
still? I don't know. It's just like there's a lot of elements about it that just didn't make no sense towards the end there, and I feel like it was just, hey, look at this image. It looks really badass. It looks really scary, or it looks really cool, and there's no explanation behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really leaned
know.
into the aesthetics of the I guess the monsters, if you want to call them that, just to simplify it
Yeah.
and the way they looked and I don't know where he thinks of this shit, but okay.
Yeah. I mean, look, if there's one takeaway here is he needs to take a break.
I think he did. We haven't heard from him in
We
a
haven't
while.
heard from him in a while, but that's good. I feel like making 3 movies in 1 year, or
Like in a couple
basically
years.
in like 8 months apart from each other,
Yeah.
is impressive. But it comes at a cost, and that cost is the quality. The storytelling takes a hit, and you kind of see that here with Keeper.
Yeah.
You know, if I were to rank the 3 Osgood Perkins movies that I've seen, because I know he's got Hansel and Gretel. Haven't seen that. And The Black Coat's Daughter is another one. Haven't seen those 2. Longlegs is at the top for sure. That movie's
yeah.
great. Nicolas Cage killed it. And then it's weirdly enough, it is the monkey. I think it's
See?
kind of as it came out. I feel like it just degraded in quality. But
Hey.
the monkey's like just. God, man, I almost wish I would have told Eric before we recorded, like, watch the monkey also, because that movie is. Were you
That
a
one felt like
defender of
came
it?
out fast. Like Keeper seemed more. I don't know. I feel like it had more momentum. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I don't know. I don't recommend watching this movie. I'm gonna put this one in the basement. I'm gonna put this in the basement.
Me too.
I'm gonna preserve it in the jar
Right?
and just
Yeah.
lock it away.
Yeah.
Eric, what's your rating on this?
Yeah. But it's basement, dude.
It's
not-
basement. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not even
Like, what the fuck were these directors watching? Were they in fucking, like...
on mushrooms.
Yeah.
Well, Guillermo del Toro and all them.
Yeah, because
I
that's
don't
how...
know.
That's how I got hooked. It's like, whoa,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. What did they watch?
Right, that
Because I
we di-
want to watch that movie.
Yeah.
I'd much rather watch a movie from any of those other directors. It's not a knock on
They're
Osgood
just-
Perkins, but
They're probably just scratching his back.
Right?
most likely, I feel like, yeah. Damn. So that's a basement movie out the way. Now, earlier in our show, I think it was like episode, I don't know, 11 or 12, we talked about the Black Phone too. And Eric was so kind to join us on that episode. It was spoiler free. What was your assessment on our review of that movie before we jump into because you did see Black Phone 2? What was your assessment on our film when you saw or on our review? Were you just like, oh, these guys are pretty solid review, or did you think, oh, they're really they're really
you guys
glazing
had
this one?
you guys got had just seen it. Obviously, you just
Yeah.
gotten like literally out of the theater, so we were talking about it and it was fresh on the mind. And the assessment was that you guys really thought this was greatness. Like,
Yeah,
just took it up a level. Had a lot of really good things to say about it, and how it really preceded its predecessor of the first one.
yeah,
So I took that as a very good sign. Obviously,
yes. Okay, and then you watched it.
I watched it.
Okay, and what's the verdict on the Black Phone 2? Eric,
All right, look.
All right, here we go.
Let's start with Black Phone real quick. The first one.
Okay.
I saw it originally in the movie theater. I really liked the first movie. But when I go back and I think about it, I did have a hard time trying to digest, is this a grounded movie? Like a kidnapper, he's kidnapping these kids, he's killing these kids, and it becomes kind of like a thriller to see how Finn is going to get out of this scary, really like devastating situation with this creep. And he's got
Right.
this mask,
Right.
and he's playing this kind of weird mind game with him, like he's taking care of him. He's not really like abusing him like physically. Like it's very strange. It's all psychological.
Psychological, yep.
But then the movie kind of blends in the supernatural element, which at the time I was debating, is this just Finn like making this up in his head to stay alive? Is he creating this character in his
interesting.
mind to try to find a way to survive and get out of this situation because the friend that died was the kid that was also like defending him at school from the bullies and and so he really looked up to him. So I always thought like, is he just kind of losing his gourd here because he's in such a traumatic situation and he just
Right.
needs it to cope to
Right.
survive and get out of this horrible situation. Great ending. He gets away. He he kills the grabber, right? And Ethan Hawke was phenomenal.
Yeah. Put on a great performance.
Now, here we are years later with the second movie. Okay. This is how I felt because this movie felt like it went from one extreme to a complete different one,
On the other side of the spectrum.
on the complete opposite side of the spectrum.
Right.
This time, this movie leaned so heavily in on the supernatural element without really explaining it that well. It felt very cloudy. They do a quick little acknowledgement of, well, maybe these spirits of these children can't rest until we find them, and he's basically his spirit is staying alive until we can find him. I'm like, okay, what? Because there was none of that talk in the first one.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so I it was just like I didn't it was too cloudy. It didn't make sense to me. Now, it's disappointing because the way they filmed like the snuff filming was really good. They had really good horror elements. It was more of a horror movie than the original one from more of supernatural level. It did not have the real feeling of like being terrified for a child needing to survive. So that was
Yeah.
more like thriller-ish to me, where
Yeah.
this was more like, oh, now we're dealing with a guy that's infiltrating our dreams. We need to figure out how to eradicate his soul. I did like how he was like deteriorating as
As the
it
movie
kept
went.
going and going and going.
Yeah.
Yes, it was done very well. But what I didn't like was I felt like when we talk about it jumping from one spectrum to the other, it was like if you're watching a Matrix, Neo jumps from one building to the other. There's no bridge to really like gap
Yeah.
to bring
Yeah.
together like what's really going on here. Why is this supernatural? Why are these kids randomly driving? I mean, they're going to this campsite because they're like, oh, well, maybe that's what the answer is. It's just like all of a sudden the sister is now the main character and she's having these dreams and she's like, we got to go to this camp. So they drive up to this camp in a fucking snowstorm. They get up there and these camp,
Counselors.
yeah, the people running the camp are like, oh, hey, welcome. It's a fucking who's out here? Why are you out here? And why are you expecting him to be here? So then it kind of turns into this movie ended up to me feeling like a blend of okay, we're at Camp Crystal Lake, but it's not Jason, even though he's got a mask like Jason, but he's a dream demon like
So he's
Freddy
Freddy
Krueger,
Krueger. Yeah.
and I'm like, what? Like this is not what I expected the movie to turn into. I did not expect this to happen. So I ended up just kind of losing interest, and it kind of tainted the duet. This is the strangest duet I've ever seen. This is the strangest duet I've ever seen.
Right.
It goes
Okay.
from one extreme to the next. It almost felt like you missed a movie in between to try to explain this shit.
Oh, man.
Like maybe this should have been the third one to bring. Maybe you should have had a second one that was done a little differently to explain. Maybe there was like I don't know something
So
to explain his soul existing.
does this movie did it give you the same vibe as Halloween Ends, where it was just like, what the fuck just happened? Where's Michael? Why is this now being passed on? Was it like that kind of like?
No, I think it was just more of confusion. Like, what? Why? How did we get here?
There was no establishing it. You're saying like
It was like we
almost like
missed something. I found myself like, did I miss something? Like, what's going on? Like, why did we take such a drastic 180 turn with the style that this is? Because they were two very different movies with the same characters,
yeah, yeah,
but it was like completely different. And so, I mean, I thought Ethan Hawke was great, but it also pivoted to the sister being more the main character. That's whatever. That's fine. But kind of put Finn in the back seat a little bit. Like it almost seemed like he was void of any trauma that he had. Like somehow he was the one that was like keeping his mental state together, but he's the one who experienced the trauma.
Yeah.
So I don't know why they didn't lean into that as more of like this is his time to rest his demons.
I kind of got
When
that
really it
towards the
wasn't.
end a little bit. I felt like, I don't know. I feel like Finn got his moment there at the end where he was like became the central protagonist again. How he's beaten the grabber. And look, I'll be honest with you. Yeah, the final like showdown between Finn and the grabber, invisible grabber. It was like reptile in
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat. Like you can't see him, but somehow Finn knew where to like grab him
Yes.
and started like fighting him.
Smash his
part,
face.
that part, I was like, okay, how the fuck does Finn know how to like where to reach and like how was he fighting him? I was a little bit, but I think the payoff was still pretty cool. I still like the payoff. I'm gonna be honest. I kind of don't care about the 180 as much as you do, Eric. I feel like I was just like, okay, just whatever. Okay, this is Nightmare on Elm Street now. I think I was okay with
A
that.
little Camp Crystal Lake action.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah. I mean, look, Eric, you've been quiet. What do you think?
Well, it's a little bit of everything, right? Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street. Another one we mentioned, it was like it had a little vibe of The Shining with the snowstorm and all that.
You did.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So I can see how it can be a little confusing about how, like, we're missing.
Well, Eric said here he it wasn't a little confusing to Eric's. He said he thought
Yeah.
he missed a movie. That's how like. So, and I get that. I understand. But go ahead, Eric. Go ahead.
Finn is like Frank from Always Sunny. Like, he doesn't want to talk about it, right?
He doesn't want to talk.
He doesn't want to.
He smokes his problems.
Yeah,
away.
yeah, he smokes it away. So that's on
Okay.
some, like, he doesn't, like, when I guess he goes to the grocery store, right? In one of the phone booths is ringing to him, right?
Yeah.
And does he? I forgot. Does he answer? Or he doesn't?
Who,
So
Finn?
yeah, Finn. I don't think he answers it, or he does. Like, I'm not doing this anymore, or something.
Yeah,
And he
yeah.
hangs up. You can see that's it's disconnected. It's not connected anymore.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
it's,
Right.
like it just. I feel like he's avoiding his trauma until towards the end. That's when he opens.
confronts
He
it.
confronts it. He opens.
He gets sober. He stops smoking weed, and he finally confronts his trauma. Is what you're saying?
yeah.
Is that what you got from that, Eric? Did you get that?
Yeah, I know what he's talking about. It just I don't think it was
didn't land for
delivered
you.
very well.
Okay.
It lacked emotional connection to like
But wasn't her
root for him.
her sister had this power too in the beginning, right? That's how she found Finn, kind of, right? Like, found all these
But
kids.
I think what Eric is trying to say is like, yes, there was that kind of supernatural
Mm-hmm.
element, but it still kind of felt grounded because it kind of was. She was just kind of like a psychic almost.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas
Yeah.
this, it feels like she's a dream warrior now. Like she can
Yes.
fight fucking the
Completely
grabber.
different. It was completely different. She's like existing in a whole nother plane of existence
Right.
with him. And so that was not in the first one. Like that extra supernatural plane just wasn't, it was cloudy. It wasn't that defined.
What?
It lacked definition.
So there was a plot twist here in this movie, which is that the whole time, Finn and his sister think that their mother committed suicide. Turns out it was the grabber all along. So it seems like the grabber has always been like
a part of their
a
life.
part of their lives. How did you feel about that, Eric? Because in the first movie there was no mention of that. I think it was just more just like the grabber is just
Well, yeah,
you know.
I think that was good, but that was a more grounded approach because that was happening before he was dead.
yeah, right.
So they were speaking to all his past transgressions like, okay, this actually happened in real life. Now I can relate to that is the watching the movie and how it correlated with the first one. It was just the dream demon shit that, and Edgar actually, dude, even more now because I said, hey, this is Camp Crystal Lake, this is Freddy, this is Nightmare on Elm Street with Freddy, and then he brings up the Shining thing. It's almost the same. Like, it kind of felt like, all right, I don't know what to do with this movie, so I'm just gonna gonna lean on, you know, I'm gonna lean on what's been done, and try to spin it that way. Because now that I think about it, I almost just wish the Black Phone was a solo film.
Yeah, which I mean, I
And I
kind of
was
agree.
happier when it was just a solo
Yeah.
film.
It was always going to be a risk making a sequel to the Black Phone. It's kind of like if you're making a sequel to like, wow, fuck, I don't know. Help me out here. What's a horror movie that doesn't need a sequel?
They all have sequels. I
Yeah,
can't think
this
of any
one.
horror movie
But
that
but the
doesn't
Black
have.
Phone. Okay, here's another one. It's kind of like Sinister 2. There doesn't need to be
Oh,
a
there you
Sinister
go.
2, right?
Yeah.
But for some reason they made Sinister 2. I felt the same way about the Black Phone 2. It's just for me, I felt like, okay, we're straying away from the story. This is all new at this point. They're not fucking with anything that Joe Hill has written. This is all new material. I was in on it. I was okay with what they were doing. But I get where Eric is coming from. I like Black Phone 2. Like that's just when I saw the announcement, I was like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like that
Yes,
was a one and done.
exactly. You
You
were
know?
trying to put together in your mind, how is this gonna work? You're at that. You reached that thought because when you watch the first one, you're like, well, there's nothing that suggests he could come back, and that's where it loses me a little bit. I shouldn't say a little bit. That's where it lost me. It's like, well, we skipped something. We missed something. We did not. Where are we at? Is this Black Phone 3?
Yeah. Will there be a Black Phone 3? Edgar, what do you think?
He's done. He's a goner
I
now.
wouldn't be surprised.
Right? We didn't think he
Wouldn't
would
be
come.
surprised. They're gonna fucking Chucky.
Oh,
And look,
You know.
it's a shame because Ethan Hawke killed it, dude.
Right. I think
He really
yeah.
did. He really fucking killed it. And it's just a shame. It's just a shame. The Grabber is actually a good character. I like the Grabber. It's just unfortunately, I don't know who the Grabber is. I don't know what his identity is in terms of like how he's doing what he's doing, that part of it. And also, too, there were those two. They had two characters in the movie, the religious characters that I don't
Oh
even think
yeah.
they were needed.
No, I feel
Like you thought they were going to get smoked at the end, and I just thought maybe they were going to be cannon fodder,
yeah.
and they didn't
Yeah.
even that didn't even
That
happen.
didn't even
So
happen here, yeah.
I was just trying to figure out like why is this in this movie too? Like what are these characters? What's their purpose? Like to scold this girl to thinking she's like a devil worshiper or whatever? Like
Something like that.
okay, cool.
Yeah, and it was also kind of funny to see, like, when she would sleep and they're, like, trying to wake her up. That happens a lot. You know, she just can't seem to stay awake, that type of thing. So this is basement for you, Josh. I mean, Eric. This is basement.
Hey.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Okay. Never mind.
Well, look, you can keep your opinion. It's still greatness for us. It's fine. Okay, it's okay.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It is. It is basement, and I say that disappointingly.
Look, if there isn't a better sort of like, what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of a bow to tie this whole thing up together on why Eric thinks this is basement and why this was so needless. The Grabber's in Fortnite. What the fuck's he doing in Fortnite?
That's easy. You can put anybody in Fortnite,
Right?
But it feels like it coincided with the movie release. It felt like very much like, what are we doing?
It's all marketing. That's all marketing.
It's
Somebody
also,
went
yeah.
to Epic Games and said, "Hey, how big does the check need to be for us
Yeah.
to put our character in your game? Come on.
Same conversation
Are we
for a
really
sequel.
are we really sitting around if you're Epic Games and you're like, oh bad, yeah, we gotta get the Grabber in our game.
Yeah.
And then they come around, they're like, hey, we'll give you $100,000 or whatever. I'm just saying a fucking
Yeah,
number. Who knows
right.
what it really is? And they're like, well, sure, why not? Because they know that they're gonna fucking release it for a $4.99 skin and
Yeah,
5 million people are gonna buy it.
that's true. But same thing happened with the Blind Phone too, right? How big does the check have to be? Here's
Hey.
a new movie.
You know what?
Yeah.
Lots of people
well,
have to
yeah.
go see it.
To me, like you said, yeah, it's still greatness, but I want to. Now that the hype died down, and now that I watched it, I think I want to watch it again and see if
it
I
holds up.
missed anything. Because
Yeah. Let's see if you missed a movie
yeah.
in between the Blind Phone.
Yeah.
So
I think I'd rather watch send help because I think that movie might be a better use of our time. I think. Wow. I have to say I'm kind of surprised, Eric. I really thought this movie was going to land for you the same way it did for us, but it's unfortunate that this one's Basement. It sucks.
Yeah, I pled my case, and I felt like,
hey, look, it's fair game. It's all fair. I totally get it. I'm assuming you think this is worse than Weapons. Weapons is still better.
Oh, Weapons is definitely better.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
I'm not low on Weapons, like Josh.
Yeah. He who shall
not
not
here.
be named. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Well, I mean, goddamn. Well, this was a more shorter episode, but I still hope people enjoyed it. We really appreciate it. Thank you guys for listening. We'll be back again. Hopefully, Josh will join us. Hopefully all four of us will be together again, and we'll talk about the MCU. Yeah. I'm excited to talk about that. And at some point, we'll have to do The Crow. So look forward to that. There's a lot to look forward to. Eric, make sure you watch the original Crow, not the remake. Yes.
Jesus. Yeah, not the remake. I'm the only fucking dumbass that watched that. Thinking
Well,
I was getting ahead of the curve, and I'm like,
No.
I just wasted fucking 2 hours of my time that I never get back.
But we appreciate the valiant effort, Eric, for watching that movie. So thank you guys. This has been a great conversation.
Yes, it
I
was.
hope you guys enjoyed it. And Eric, go ahead. Sign
Hey,
us
go
off.
Birds. Go Birds 2026. We're coming back. Fly, Eagles, fly, baby.
There you go.
Where do you get off?
Just a couple of people who totally got off, bro.
Hey, show us your basement.
What?